Hi, Monique here. So today I wanted to do a little mindful movement. I really wanted to talk about the hips specifically. Couple reasons. So I had a recent issue with some hip stuff that came up, and so I did a clubhouse on this a couple days ago. I can post the replay here in the links. You guys can watch that or listen to that, and it can kind of coincide with this. But I really want to talk about the hips, what the hips do for our physical body, how we can love on them in our physical sense of what we need to do. And then also, I'm going to bring the emotions in and talk about what happens in the hips. I'm going to keep these sweet and short. Post any comments or questions in the comment section below, and I'll have a few links in there as well if you want to connect and move forward. So first of all, what we need to know is the hips themselves are part of our structure and our support. It is one of those things that hold us up, right? And so that's very important that our hips are lubricated, that our joints feel nice, that we move with ease, that our body feels strong and aligned. It is to me anyways. It may not be to you. If it's not, turn it off. But to me, it is very important that my body feels nice, that my hips do what they're supposed to do, and that I feel strong and supported. And so I'm going to give you a couple things here. I'm going to show you a couple stretches. So one of the main things that I really like to do is literally just sit, pull my toes back. Already doing that, I can feel this kind of activated all the way in here. I can actually feel it all the way into the sacrum. And I like to just kind of bend forward. And when I say bend forward, I really mean keeping the head and neck elongated and just letting the weight pull me. Now, what I'm doing here, you really probably can't tell a whole lot by this. Unless you're super tight, then you may be able to notice it. But what's happening is the more I bend, I'm going to keep my head straight. It's kind of an awkward position to be on the camera and doing this at the same time. So I'm going to keep my head straight, okay? You can see my neck and my head are all that straight. I'm going to pull from the crown, and I'm just going to slowly bend forward. Now, what I feel right now is my low back. And when I say low back, I mean right here above the sacrum. So I'm going to turn around. My sacral triangle is about right here, okay? I can feel the joints. So right here is about right in. So I'm talking about right here. When you bend forward, you're going to feel right there. You may also feel a little back here. Now, this is excellent because what happens is you have muscles coming in from the top and the bottom, and they kind of connect right here in this hip socket and across that sacral area. So your iliac, all this kind of area right here is what we're going to work on. So when we bend right here, what we're doing is we're pulling the muscle from here. We're stretching the muscle from here. So this area is really going to open up nice and feels good. Feels good. I also like to shake a little bit sometimes. Now I do this just because the nervous system likes to tremble. If you don't know about this, get ready because I have some courses coming up on it. So that one's really nice. Another thing that I like to do is just sit either in a cross leg, whatever feels right for you, okay? I have one knee that is different than the other knee. So this leg tends to do a little bit different than this leg does. It's not wrong or right. It's just what's comfortable for me. So from the top of the crown, pulling up again, we're going to twist. And again, what I'm doing is I'm twisting all of the ligaments, all of the attachments, all the things in the hips, okay? So I'm twisting, I'm pulling from the crown. I'm not trying to look over my shoulder. I'm not rubbernecking. I'm not trying to break my neck. None of that silliness. We're not seeing how far we can go. What I'm doing is I'm pulling from the spine and I'm twisting at the hip, okay? And so I'm going this way, come back to center. I'm gonna go the other way. Same thing. I'm not pulling. I can let go of my hands and stay in this position. I'm literally just resting, using my body as a tool to guide. When I feel the release, I can go a little bit further, or I can stay right there. Completely up to you. There is no right or wrong. Maybe go forward again, just like this. Just slowly inching down. I feel it right in this right hip socket right here. That right hip socket gave me some trouble a couple weeks ago. It tried to pull an old Monique story up. I got it out. I had a little talk with it. We did some work. Got it better. Okay, come on. Tool-wise, there's a few things that I really love. As a craniosacral therapist, I have many still points that I use and that I love on myself, as well as recommended to clients and use them on them in the past. This is called a Sakura Wedgie. You can see the shape of this. Your sacrum actually fits in this. I am not promoting this in any way. I'm not getting any money from this or anything like that. This is stuff that I use in my own home that I have used with my clients that I know works really, really well. So I have some still point tools. I do like to use those sometimes as a craniosacral therapist. What that looks like is taking this tool, you literally put it right in the sacrum, and then you lean back. Okay, now it's gonna go, I'm on a rug and I'm on some weird stuff, so it's gonna be funny for a second until I get it situated, but there it is. Now what happened immediately, did you see my feet roll out? This is me holding them in. This is how they want to be naturally. So as I lay here, what's happening is my pelvis is resetting, okay? Love that tool. Y'all know I like the Fascia Blaster. Not for cellulite. That girl, she's something else. But this, I bought for fascia. Years ago, I did a myofascial course. This was one of the tools they recommended for deep myofascial release. So you could go up and down the IT band. Now mine feels lovely. It's not tight at all. It's not a problem for me. If you have a tight IT band, this may be a little tender, maybe a little painful. You can always use deep blue, right? I know I'm a doTERRA girl. So you could do stuff like this. You could also come here across the back and go across the sacrum. You could also go up and down. This is probably the worst shirt to wear for this. Up and down like this, okay? You can always use something like that. You can always take just a bouncy ball. Now this one is a massage ball specific for massage. It's antimicrobial. It can be disinfected, things like that. But you know what? I don't care. You're at home alone, use your bouncy ball. And you can literally sit, okay? So here is my sits bones, okay? This is my ischial tuberosity, okay? Where I sit down and I'm putting it right on the side of that. And I'm just putting a little pressure. So what's happening is it's coming right on the edge of the sacrum, right on the edge of the ischial tuberosity, right in between that space right there. And it's just gonna move around. And what I encourage you to do, if you have a ball, a tennis ball, whatever, just kind of move on it a little bit. Maybe go side to side, see how it feels. So as I move it around, I can feel it in different parts of my body. All this can open up just from giving it a little love. Or you can do it like I do, where you go into the mind-body connection. And so now I want to share that with you, okay? So, get my notes so I can read them to you. Because I don't want to lie. I want to read it straight from the source, what it says. Hips, family problems, disagreements, feeling used, unappreciative, or angry, betrayed, deceived, or let down, shot down, or alienated, experiencing strain, frustration, guilt, lack of support, too much responsibility, feeling unacknowledged, taken advantage of, manipulated. So, told you I was going to tell you a story. Last week, at the end of the year, pretty much every year, I gather up all my stuff and I start going, okay, Monique, did you do what you said you were going to do this year? Did you trust yourself? Did you follow your intentions? You know, I just kind of give myself a little refresher. I want to know, give myself a little employee check-in, right? I'm the only employee. But anyways, I have a little conversation with myself and I start asking myself, what did I create? What did I manifest? What worked really well? What didn't go well this year? And I found that I had this heavy disappointment, this sadness, this feeling unsupported by certain things, and feeling unappreciative, disagreement, deceived, and let down. That would be pretty legitimately what I wrote. So I started doing some of the tools that we use in the punchline approach, some of the tools that I teach. And I got to where I was unpacking and I'm just writing out and writing out and writing out this stuff. And the more that I download what's going on in my head, the more clear I see it. I had some very heavy expectations about some things. I really put some things up high on a pedestal. And then life happened and the world changed and things didn't come out quite like I thought they would. Like the initial invitation that I was given to be a part of something changed. And my body felt it. And my mind was like, but we still have this agreement and we're in this contract and we're doing this thing and it's supposed to be great. But something changed. And my mind never got the memo that it wasn't a problem that it changed. I just wasn't necessarily in awareness of it. I wasn't conscious of the shift of the change. So what it did to me was it created a story that mirrored stories from my past. And those stories from my past, they're a little heavy. They're a little filled with some drama. They're messy, right? And so when those things start mirroring these things, my nervous system is like, hey, it's happening again. They're doing that thing. But they actually weren't. It wasn't actually them. It was in me. It was my awareness. It was my confusion. It was my wanting to ask questions, investigate, get clear on intentions, and not knowing how to have those conversations. So anyways, long story longer, brilliant. I reached out, I did the thing, I made the calls, I asked the questions, I got the connections, I got the information, I processed it. And in about, it's so unreal, 5 minutes after going, this is also safe to experience life this way. Hip pain popped right off. Leg went right back to where it was supposed to go. No problem. So take it for what it's worth. I completely believe in mind-body connection. I know that stress illness is a real thing and it impacts our physical body, whether it's our organs, our anxiety, or our physical body. So if you are someone that has been suffering with pain and you've done all the things, you've done the test, you've done the trial and error, you've tried everything and nothing's worked, I'm curious if you would be open to exploring something that you've never tried before. Actually, rewiring neural pathways is much deeper than thought process and mindset. What I do is I teach people how to get into their body and release chronic pain. And when it comes back up, because life happens and the world is real, guys. We live in a 3D world here on Earth. We are humans in these bodies and they do things. When the world happens, we know how to show up and be different. So what used to take me months, weeks, years, offer surgeries, injections, pain meds. I was on narcotics. I was getting injections. I was going to physical therapy. I was seeing a chiropractor. I was seeing an acupuncturist, a massage therapist. I had all the people in my corner working on the physical body. No one was working on me inside. And so that's what I teach people to do. And so if you have suffered with any chronic ailment, illness, pain, inflammation, whatever you want to call it, for any amount of time that has been too long for you to digest, too long for you to live with, too long to be in the shit with, reach out. I have a program. I have multiple ways to work with me, many, many different budget options. I have a space for you. If you want to heal, if you want to do the work and you've done all the things and you're sick of it, I'm inviting you here. So I'm Monique Derwin. I'm an integrative mind-body coach, and I teach people how to self-heal from any chronic ailment or issue that they've been struggling with. And so I encourage you to reach out, check out my Facebook page, check out my website, DM me, send me a message. All of my information is public. All of my story is public. I have so many ways to help you if you are looking for it and you're open to it. Explore the possibility of what if. What if there is something I've never tried before? Here it is. I'm letting you know because it's my program and it's available, and I'm happy to help you if you have any questions. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'll be back next week. I'm going to do this every week. It's so good for the body. We're going to go deeper into some stuff as we move along. And so subscribe to the channel, get on the email list, whatever you need to do to stay in contact so that you get this information and we can help the world heal. So anyways, happy Saturday. Peace. Bye, guys.